relationship between tradition and innovation? Do we care about that? Is it of interest to us as shoppers, as bag lovers? Does Coach have an intersection between their tradition of excellence working with leathers and their innovation for all of their new releases of their new designs and everything that they're coming out with new? Basically, my question is, does Coach have a classic bag? Let's explore this today. If you're interested, keep watching. If you're new here, my name is Eva. I do videos about bags, collecting bags, vintage bags, Coach bags, things like that. If you like that kind of content, I would appreciate you subscribing. I am not a Coach expert. I just enjoy having some of their bags. But I've been wondering, does Coach have a classic? So I think that some of their styles or models are considered classics. Like, for example, the Coach Rogue. I think it's very well known. It's been around for a long time, but it's basically a tote bag. The Coach Cashin is also a classic, I think, but it's known primarily as a tote bag. It was designed as a tote. The Coach Swinger, I think, is a classic. It's been around for a while, but it's basically a pochette in nature, whereas the straps are removable and it's just basically a pouch. The Coach Cassie, we thought was a classic, but then they discontinued it. Yeah, it's a great mystery. It's a really well-liked bag. It's a variation, from what I understand, on one of their previous vintage styles, the court bag, the Coach court bag. But yeah, I mean, we've all seen it before. We know it, we love it, but it's not in production anymore. But their smaller model this is the Coach Cassie 19, a little bit smaller, has a different top handle design, but it's still going around. Is it a classic? Maybe. Well, time will tell. Those Cassie bags, they are flap style bags, and that's what I'm getting into next. I'm wondering, what is the classic flap bag for Coach? Is there one? Is it the Tabby? There's been a lot of variations on the Tabby. In fact, in the month of March, it was basically the Tabby month. Last time I was in the store, I was asking this question to my SA, is the Tabby the classic Coach bag now? And she said, well, in March, it was the Tabby takeover. So that's why there were so many variations of the Tabby. There was the new Tabby Messenger, there was the Jelly Tabby. There's so many variations of the Tabby on display. And in fact, there was a new Tabby tab on the Coach website. It had its own tab on the menu selection up at the top of the website. So it was very prominent in the month of March. And anyway, it just made me wonder if it's the new, Coach classic. There's all kinds of variations in the Tabby. I have two here. I think that they are basically novelty bags. I have them in the size 18, in the shearling fuchsia color and in the ice purple color. For a while, I wondered if the Madison was going to be the classic bag for Coach. It has a lot of classic features that I think many of us bag lovers love. It has a really generous back pocket for our phones if we want to put it away in a safe place. It has a chain strap, has a turn lock feature, it has a double flap with a magnet. It has a pretty good capacity for the size of bag. Of course, it is puffy and quilted, so it doesn't hold as much as it looks like it does, but it holds enough, I think, for what you need. It is quilted, but it is unique having the diagonal emphasis on it. It could have some more variations, I think. Of course, it could have more colors. It already came out in a smaller size. It could have a different variation in the quilting. Maybe it could have more of a diamond emphasis on the quilting. It could have larger quilting, or it could have smaller quilting. It could perhaps not be so puffy. It could be more relaxed and subtle in the quilting. It could have smaller quilting. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of variations on how this could be a classic bag with options, in the future designs. We'll see. I don't know if it's already had its time and it's done and they're just moving on. For a while, I was wondering if it was the Dinky. So the Dinky comes from way back in the vintage line. Now, this is not an original Dinky, but it looks very similar to the original Dinky, except it does not have the top handle. But it has the very similar features with the turn lock and the little back pocket here. And of course, the strap. The hang tag, like all those original features and this really, really nice quality leather. But this is what I mean, coming from the original, vintage creations and just being updated over time. So here is an updated Dinky. It's a larger size, has a stitching around the edges. I think this is from the 1941 line. It still has that back pocket and of course the turn lock. Contrast leather on the interior, but this is really cool. It has this little kiss lock internal compartment here. And I think that's really cool. It gives it a little extra something special in there. And a braided chain strap. Then it has an internal slip pocket here right at on the front of the bag. So I think that's a really beautifully crafted and beautifully made bag. Hey Charlie, I know I've got your space, I've got your observation deck crowded today. Sorry about that. And then here is a smaller size Dinky with a purple trim. This is what I mean about having a classic with some variations. So this is brown leather with purple trim and purple hang tag, still keeping the back pocket and then the purple leather on the inside. What I liked most about this Dinky is that it came with this really, really cool wide purple strap. It still has the front slip pocket, but instead of the kiss lock pocket, it has a zip pocket on the back. And then here's a Dinky from the men's line. I think this is a Dinky 23. So you can see it still has the same features, but it's quilted with vertical quilts. Has a back pocket, turn lock, and this came with a web strap. This one was a little bit more simplified. It did not have the front pocket, but it does have a zipper pocket in the back. I've been going to Coach lately for some fun bags, for some novelty bags. Like, as an example, the heart bag that they came out with last fall. It's a really great novelty bag. As I mentioned, I think like these bags are novelty bags. They're very fun and I enjoy them for that, in my opinion. And this is just my opinion. If Coach wants to push up those prices towards a more luxury experience for the customer, then I think that their presentation should also be in line with what you might be offered at a luxury store. Like, for example, when you go into Louis Vuitton, you always have the option to buy a heritage piece like a Speedy or an Alma. Even if those aren't your style, you know that they are there because they are classics of the house. But when you go into Coach, it's like, it's always turning over. There's always something new, which is fun and exciting. And I know that that's good for business to always have something new there. But at the same time, I think that if you want to kind of connect your legacy and your heritage, then maybe drawing on your legacy and heritage and creating something that can come back with some variations, then maybe consider having a classic that will just, evolve with the times and evolve with the customer. But what will also create some comfort for the customer when they come back to see, is my bag still here? Has it been changed? What colors are they presenting? What colors have they created for my bag? Maybe I need to update my bag. Or maybe I need to get another size in my bag. I think it's a missed opportunity to not have a classic bag in the collection. And maybe some people would think that would be boring, but I don't know. I see it. I see the potential just here in the Dinky, and maybe that's not the best bag for that, but I think that they've sort of already done it, and maybe that they could expand upon that, maybe in a larger size. I think that a flat bag is something that all bag lovers gravitate to at one point or another, sometime in their stage of loving bags, and that it's something that is ripe for development, So just my opinion. Now, tell me what you think. Do you think Coach already has a classic that I haven't put my attention on yet? Has it already been there and fizzled out and I didn't know about it? Or is it just taking a break and will it be coming back in the future? let me know what you think. I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in today. So you take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.